nice and quiet now. Okay, so like I said, it's recording everything. So how long would you say you've been with Swim Smooth Brooks and been kind of going through all that
18
stuff?
months, something like that.
Okay, and how often are you swimming?
2 or 3 times a week.
Well, for all that time?
There's breaks when I go running instead. But at the moment, it's 2 or yes. I mean, since since Christmas or sort of November, that sort of time.
And you feel like you've made some progress in that time?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's getting the feet up behind. Yeah, it's trying to get up on top of the water. I think is sort of flat. I'm speaking too soon.
Okay. Well,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, the next question is: what do you think is the thing which is holding you back? What do you think your major issue is?
I know that breathing on one side, I hear a lot of water noise. So there's obviously something wrong with the head. That's
okay.
And I think I'm trying to remember. It's the weak side. It's that side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of water noise. I think probably I try to keep my feet up and just touch my heels to the top of the water, but they do tend to sink back down again.
Yeah.
What else? There's a problem getting the frequency of breathing to fit in with the arms, because sometimes 3 seems right, but as I get tired, then 2 becomes more, but then the stroke slows down.
So you can breathe on both sides?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. Well, shall we have a look?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So, well, you're swimming well anyway, because the speed. You did that in about 6:20 pace for 400. So that's not too shabby. That's pretty good. So you've got the speed.
Yeah, it's not the fitness.
It's just the fitness, and what's causing you to slow down as it starts to get stretched out.
Right.
Because if you were to swim 6:20 pace for 400, you'd be in our fastest lane.
Right. Okay.
So you can go fast.
Yes.
Right. And you weren't. It's not like some guys will muscle their way through the water.
Yes.
And then will die after 100 meters. You had some control there with it.
Yes.
So you're doing pretty well.
Thank you.
Doing pretty well. Yeah. So the first thing I always look at from the side angle is head position. Right. Now, when we look at stroke correction, the 2 places we start are breathing, number 1, and head position, number 2.
Right.
Okay. Breathing, because if your breathing isn't right and it's not in control, and there's something wrong with the frequency of the breathing or the depth of the breathing, or if you're holding your breath, then it affects everything else that you do.
Okay.
Okay. It can affect you kind of almost like mechanically in the water, in terms of if you're holding air in your lungs, then it will pull the front end of the body up because you're buoyant, which makes the legs drop. Your body is just like a big seesaw in the water. The chest goes up, the legs come down. And also, if you're holding your breath, it can make you feel a little bit kind of anxious and kind of a little bit short of breath, because you get a bit of a build-up of CO2 because you're not fully inhaling and exhaling all the time. And also, we talk about head position. Your body follows where your head goes. All right. So you lift your head up, then your chest and shoulders will come up, and again, if that end of the body is up, then the legs will be down again.
Okay.
All right. So that's where we start. So we'll have a look and see what we've got. So the first thing I noticed about your swimming is you've got quite a slow stroke rate.
Okay.
Okay. So your stroke rate is kind of about 53 strokes a minute.
Right, there's no reason for that.
Okay, we'll have a look at that in a second. So straight away there, what makes you go fast through the water really is the quality of your propulsion combined with your stroke rate.
Yes.
If your stroke rate is low, unless you've got an uber efficient catch and pull through under the water,
it's not going to be.
It's always going to be. So we can have a look at the stroke rate. But first of all, let's have a look at the head position. So you turn to breathe, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, I'm not concerned about that. So we talk about 1 goggle in the water, 1 goggle out.
Just about.
That's fine. Got a nice little bow wave here. So you've obviously been reading about the
how to breathe.
High breathing. And
I can't do it because I forget which side and then I drown.
I'm not going to get hung up at the moment on bilateral breathing. We'll have a look at that in a minute. That's a biggie, and it's very difficult for a lot of people to change.
Well, I was trying to do it so that halfway down, change over.
We'll have a look. So that's fine. Now, you said that somebody mentioned to you about rotation.
Yes.
I'm looking at the way your arms recover over the water here, and they're very kind of low. So your
Okay.
hand is sweeping quite low over the water.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
have you, in terms of the swim types, what do you think you are?
I see in those.
Yeah. Do you know them well enough?
Yeah,
to-
no, I don't really know. I no,
Okay.
I couldn't categorise myself.
Okay.
No.
I think you're a swinger. You're a swinger in there.
Oh,
Johnny
okay.
Brown. Okay, so you're not as smooth like a high elbow
No.
classic pool swimmer. I think you would benefit from opening up the arms and coming a bit more
Okay.
with a straight arm recovery, right, which will automatically lead you to shorten your stroke and speed up your stroke rate. Right. Now, what I do notice from this angle here, some of your head is actually very low in the water, so you might do a little bit of work on head position.
Okay.
Is this hand? Look at this recovering hand.
Yep.
It comes over the water and it's still
Oh,
hasn't actually gone
right,
in the water.
okay.
Hasn't actually gone anywhere yet. All right, so we're skimming across the top of the water here. Still there, look.
Yep.
Still there, and now it's entered the water. All
Yeah.
right? By that time, it should be starting to engage the catch.
Okay.
All right, so you've got a big delay at the front of your stroke,
Right.
where you extend too far forward and then you come in quite late.
Right.
Now, I suspect if
So you
start,
wouldn't do a catch with, because I'm sort of putting the shoulder out and just trying to get as far forward as possible.
but you're doing it above the water.
Yeah.
You're doing
Okay.
it above the water, so you spear in kind of midway between elbow and wrist, spear in straight into the catch,
Okay.
rather than extending long and
And
then
gliding.
trying to get to the
Yeah.
catch.
Okay.
What generally happens if you extend too far is you end up having to drop the elbow.
Right.
Because unless you've got uber flexibility, you won't be able to get up and get over that.
Right.
If you spear in deeper, straight into a catch.
Right. Okay.
Right, that will also shorten your stroke, which will also
Yes.
bring your stroke rate up.
And it'd probably bring that arm higher up over because you've got to get down into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spearing in deeper.
Yeah.
Because so you're coming around the same on that side, coming around
Yeah.
quite wide and shallow,
Yeah.
and
And
so
then
we're extending,
shallow.
extending.
Oh right. Okay.
Hasn't gone in yet, and then it still hasn't gone in, look.
Yeah.
And then we're finally kind of sinking in slowly. At the
Makes
front
sense
of
because
the
in
stroke.
my head I'm trying to keep the hand up on top of the water as close to the surface as possible. But you're saying actually get it down.
Well, let's have a look
Yeah.
underneath. Let's have a look underneath. So we'll drop underneath now. Here we go. Now, what immediately strikes you from that? Anything at all?
Well, you're sort of down like that.
The leg, yeah. So the legs are down. The legs are down.
Yeah.
So the main issue with you here is a little bit of lack of propulsion,
Yeah.
which is caused by some of the things we've just spoken about. And we'll go into that in a bit more detail. And the legs are dropping.
Yep.
The legs are dropping. So you've got a big area of kind of
Yep.
frontage creating drag. All right. So that's one thing that's slowing you down there. You're doing super well considering. All right.
I've got solids in the pool, so the pool shut.
Oh,
Alright, sorry.
Okay. Is that going to be it then?
I've got to back the pool and stuff now because it's broken up and it's.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. I guess that's what happens in pools.
Yeah,
with kids.
it's all down there.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. It's one of those things. We'll have to rearrange. We'll go through this.
Yes, absolutely.
I can still go through what we can do, and what we'll do is we'll get you back in there and do another full session.
Okay.
All right.
And my
That's
legs will
a
be
bloody drive for you, so I apologise, but it's one of those things, I guess. It happens. It's happened at the other pool that I use as well.
Right.
It's never happened here before.
Do they have to drain it now?
I think they have to
At
suck
least
it out
yeah.
and clear the filters out and things. Oh dear. I apologise for that, Ian.
Okay. Well, it's not you. It wasn't you.
It wasn't me. It's one way to end it. All right.
You'd be noticed.
So, okay. We can still do a lot here.
Yep.
We can still do a lot. Now, so leg position, legs are low. Now, what I said about you overextending at the front
Yeah.
of the stroke, look what happens here.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's exactly what I was describing. You overextend at the front, you're forced to drop the elbow.
Yeah.
Because unless you're like someone like Rebecca Adlington, who's uber flexible.
Right.
She can extend forward, so she can do what you're kind of trying to do,
Yeah.
but she can actually still get into a catch from that position.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, what are all the different
Unless you have overnight kind of super flexibility,
It's not gonna
it's not
happen.
going to happen. All right. So she then trips the wrist and then engages the elbow,
Yeah.
and then her hand is then this big paddle
Yes.
pushing all that water back.
Yep.
All right. And she's ticking along at kind of about 4:30 pace for 400.
Right.
Some ridiculous pace. So pushing down.
Oops, bent legs as well. Look at that.
Yeah, well, a lot of that is just balancing up what's
Right,
happening
okay.
in front of the stroke. I'm normally not too concerned about the legs because
Okay.
this is what causes that
Right.
very
Okay.
often. Okay, so and here, because what we're doing here is we've got a big push down.
Yes.
So we're pushing down that direction, putting the brakes on.
Right.
What pushing down at the front of the stroke does is a tendency to push this part of the body up. Again, if you push this part of the body up, that part of the body drops.
Yep.
All right, so you've got a big lever at the front here.
Yeah.
So again, this is all stemming from the way you're entering the water.
Right.
This is good stuff because
No,
this is the kind of thing where you fix one thing
Yeah.
and it goes
Yep.
tidies up all these other things that follow along
Yes.
afterwards. So let's carry on playing this through. So if we're looking for propulsion, like you saw Rebecca there, what makes us go forwards? It's power. It's us pushing backwards
Yes.
that makes us go forwards. So Rebecca, right at the front of the stroke, tips her hand, and then she's immediately got this
Yep.
pushing backwards. Then this comes into play,
Yep.
and then the rest of the arm comes into play. So if we look for you here,
Yes.
we start to look for propulsion that way.
Yes.
When do you think it starts?
Somewhere around about here.
Yeah,
And
so we're right the way down there.
Yeah.
So whereas you think you're extending all the way forward to
Exactly.
get a nice big long catch,
It's
actually, think about how much time,
Yep.
there's a
Yeah.
big chunk of time there where it's literally not doing anything.
Yep.
All right. You'd be better off, now I'm just showing you this, so
Yeah.
you've, I'm not suggesting I want you to swim like this, but just as an example, taking it to the other end of the extreme, you may have seen this clip.
Oh no, I haven't. Wow.
This is Harry Wiltshire.
And it's lopsided.
He breathes to one side.
Yep.
He's got a scrappy stroke. And if you're into your Ironman racing, he was first out of the water at Hawaii
Oh, right.
Kona last year. All right. So it's scrappy, it's splashy, but it's bloody quick. Straight into the catch. No messing about gliding like a pool swimmer.
Yes.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with Swim Smooth is we don't try and make people fit into a certain box.
Yeah.
If it looks like that, some pool swimmers, some pool coaches will be having heart attacks trying to
Right.
make them tidy up. The reality is, it's so fast that it works.
Yeah.
It works. It's straight in, straight to the catch. There's
But
no
I'm
delay.
looking at the angle of the hands as they enter the water
Yeah.
as well. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, he's very deep as well. He's just pushed off the wall in fairness, but
Yeah.
straight in. Straight
Right.
into the catch. Just take it back a little bit. Straight into the catch. So he's like that. Bang, straight into the catch. There's no delay there. He is all about cadence. And you know how I mentioned to you before about your stroke rate being
Yes.
low? So if we play you alongside.
Yep.
So
So he'll do that for 2.5 miles.
he can do that. He can do that for an hour. Yeah. The Brownlees stroke rate 90, 95 strokes a minute. Yours is 50 to 55.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, so
Yes.
you can do that. You
Yeah.
can hold that as long as you train for it
Yes.
for a long period of time. Okay. So let's just take you back a second. We'll run through it and then we'll talk about what we can do. So look from the front here. fact, if we take it forward to yeah, it's a bit better. So that's not so
Right.
bad there, because
Yeah.
you haven't got so much of a dropped elbow or a high hand.
Yes.
High hand is what we always want to avoid.
Right.
It should always be.
And you see, I've been going for it. I've actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So they call it early vertical forearm.
Right.
So you want to spear in, and you want
Yeah.
to get that vertical
Right.
as early as you can. Have you heard of Brett Sutton?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That,
Hey, Brett Sutton's he coached Nicholas Spirig, who's the Olympic gold medalist from London.
Okay.
She was silver. She got silver at Rio, and other Ironman champions and things. And he says he's kind of what he tells people to think about is place the hand in, press, and then
Right.
push. So place, press, push.
Okay.
Press down. You've got to press down, and that press down is getting the elbow up high,
Right.
getting your hand into that early vertical forearm, and then the push is where all that propulsion comes back.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's.
So I don't want you to think about extend or
No,
glide.
just get round
Place,
the wall.
press, push.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
says place, press, push makes your swimming go whoosh. That's what he says. But it kind of it makes you kind of tune into what the message he's trying to send.
Yep. Whoops, straight on
Yeah.
there.
So straight arm.
Wow. No wonder I'm knackered.
But that's again that. And do you feel it in the shoulders or anything like that a little
A
bit?
year ago I got golfer's elbow, but that's
Okay.
something different, isn't it? But no, shoulders are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the shoulders is where it gets tired. Yeah.
Okay.
And the lungs.
Yeah. Yeah. So sweeping out wide. So this is
Okay.
all about. Let's
Oh,
have a look
right,
and see
okay.
if you're holding your breath as well. No, you seem to be. Just having a look at your breathing now. No, you're breathing out. Okay, it's not too bad. Do you feel like you get a bit of a build-up, a bit of anxiety, a little bit sometimes?
I do notice it, and then do what it says in the book, and just get rid of everything and start
breathe
again.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. Or have a recovery, have a rest.
Well,
you mean? Or
no.
just
Well,
exhale?
just exhale.
Yeah.
Just empty the lungs while I'm swimming, and hope I can get my head up in time. But there is. Yeah. I mean, I guess it will sort itself out. But there is the question of whether to breathe 3 or 2, because 3. Actually, if I can get the arms going over faster, 3 is going to be much better.
yeah,
Because once it gets into 2, then it really slows down. Because then, otherwise, I'm breathing too much.
yeah. Have you tried breathing every 4? Because a lot of people breathe every 2 just out of habit.
Right. Okay.
And you can kind of almost break the cycle. And
I find it hard enough 3, but if I could certainly try.
yeah.
I mean, the two-sided breathing, I don't think is much of a problem. I seem to be. I mean, I'm slower
Yeah.
on one side than the other.
Yeah.
But
this is where we normally see the kind of
Right.
alignment issues. So what we're looking for here is we want everything to be angling, going in the
Yeah.
direction that we're traveling. So
right.
we should be spearing in front of the shoulder, which is what we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, and going
Maybe a little
yeah.
bit in, but not too bad. Not too bad. But as you breathe, it continues to track that way.
Yeah. Okay. Which is where. Okay. Track which way?
So you're continuing to
Okay,
track
go across,
inwards
yeah.
a little bit, so across the centre line a little bit. Not too bad.
Right.
I wasn't too concerned about that when I saw that. And then your recovering arm on the other side
It's right over.
is, yeah. So that is
Okay.
almost at the centre of.
Okay.
So your head is over. In fact, you're kind
Well,
of bending
exactly.
this
Yes.
way a
This
little
is
bit.
this is
And I
a big
noticed
shot.
a little bit of,
Okay.
of twisting as you kind of swam down the pool. So a little bit of snaking down the pool
Yep.
there. So
Wow.
let's play that in real time so you can see that. Forward a bit. Go away. Try to get the droplets off the camera. So not too bad. You got some nice tempo, nice kind of tempo to your stroke. Not so much the stroke rate, but it's kind of nice and rhythmical.
That'd be the
But
rowing.
it just needs to be a little bit quicker.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
Okay. Bring
Yeah.
over the side there, yeah. Your legs, Tom, not too concerned about.
Okay.
There, you're kicking a little bit deep.
Well, that's what
But that's-
I'm thinking. I didn't realise that. I thought they were tiny kicks.
Yeah, but they're just balancing out what's happening at the front.
Yeah,
because
sure.
if you push down wide, then the legs are going to kick
Yep.
to try and
Okay,
balance
yeah.
you up. All right. So, what we're going to do about it? Well, we're not going to do anything today. But what I'm going to show you on here is, and I'm sure you've seen these drills before. And no doubt you've practiced these with. You've got fins and all that sort of stuff.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the floppy ones, unfortunately, but there you go.
Okay. Get some long fins.
Okay.
Get some of the thinnest floating fins.
Okay.
All right. If you want me to, I'll send you through the kind of the recommended kit.
I think it was on your website, so
Yes,
down
yeah,
at the bottom.
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah. They just allow you to kick nice and relaxed,
Yeah.
but give you enough push for you to really think about holding a nice position.
Okay.
If you've got little stubby kick fins,
Yeah.
you have to kick a little bit harder,
Yes, you do. Yeah.
and then the heart rate goes up,
Yep.
the effort level goes up, and you're thinking more about kicking and breathing than you are
Right.
about holding the position.
Okay.
All right. So this is kind of use this as a base drill, really. So kick on the side. Now the idea of getting you to do this is your alignment isn't too bad, but what I want, and I'll see it when it goes above the water in a second. There we go. What I want from you here is to have your shoulder blades back. And see
Yeah.
how he's breathing and that arm is staying straight. Remember
Right.
when you were breathing, your arm was coming over here.
Yes.
I want you to
Okay,
know
so
what it
back
feels
again.
like.
To have it
to
back
be
there.
back.
Yep.
Shoulder blades back, chest out. We pull that straight.
Yep.
All right. So we get you swimming on your side. Nice and relaxed. Long fins.
Yep.
He's got some slightly different ones on there, but the same kind of thing. And there he's just taken a stroke there, which is actually a different drill. So he's actually progressed onto.
But this exercise I know, and it would have been really interesting to see it.
So
Because,
you know these.
I know these.
Yeah.
What I don't know is what I look like when I'm doing them.
Yeah. And I bet what you're doing with kicking on the side is what most people do is they will kick on their side like that.
Yep.
Kick. Now what happens from that position is you imagine you can't take a stroke from there
Yep.
because your elbow doesn't bend that way.
Right.
So you're only ever going to have to drop that elbow down.
Yeah. Okay.
It should always be rotated out.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So just
right, okay.
rotate that shoulder, rotate that upper arm out,
Yeah.
and then you kick on your side from there. And from there, look,
Okay. Yeah.
you can start to catch from that
Yeah.
position. Right. So if you're doing the drill like that,
Yes.
a lot of people do it like that, you
Yes.
can't get into a catch from there
Yep.
because you've got to rotate the body to get it over.
Yes.
Rotate the shoulder out, you can get a catch on the side.
Doing it like that. So then, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you should be able to bring that palm down and touch your hip,
Yeah. Okay.
so not straight, because you can't.
And then okay.
You
So
can
I
do
am
that.
even doing it. I'm looking round at the arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoulder blades back, chest out.
Okay.
That's how you should be holding that. And that's the key to these drills.
Right.
So if you get that position right, let's think what they're actually doing in that corner. So 616 then. Is this 6? I can't remember if I put it on there now. Let's see if I know. So I have, yeah. Now,
Ooh.
616. So you're kicking on the side, same position.
Yep.
So exactly the same as the drill we just spoke about, kicking
Yep.
on the side. But this time, and this is what's really going to help you, he's over-rotated. And this is to kind of get your body used to being
Right over. Okay.
almost too far. But
Yep.
it is too far. It's completely on his side. But when you swim, you'll carry a little bit of that extra rotation across. And the recovering arm up
Wow.
and
Okay.
spears in.
Yep.
Up, spears in. onto the other side.
Yep.
All right. So this is kind of fixing multiple things for you: the alignment, hand position when you breathe, nice rotation, and a high spearing in
Yes.
into the correct position.
Okay.
All right. So 616. Do that. And then, again, you will have seen all these if you're like studying
The book anyway.
studying
Yeah.
the book. This is where we start to build up the full strokes.
Yeah.
3 strokes. Okay, so same thing as with 3 strokes, and you get used to that
Right.
full rotation in there. Of course, it's breathing on both sides because it's 636.
Yes.
Nice and in control, which is why you need the long fins. It's nice and straight line. All right. So they're the drills which are going to get you thinking about being nice and straight and spearing in. And then we look at, again, which these are none of these will be surprise to you, but again, half the battle is kind of knowing that you're doing
Yes.
it correctly.
Yeah.
Is so score number 1. To do that. Too many buttons to press. Where is it? Score number 1. Now,
Oh, yeah.
have you seen this one before?
No. I mean, I've read it. I didn't try it.
Yeah, so score number
Okay.
1 with the pull buoy.
Yes.
And if you've got a pull buoy, get one which is good enough. Because
Yes.
a lot of the pull ones that you get in places like this are crap.
Okay.
They just don't have the buoyancy.
Right.
We've got pull buoys. Hoob makes some, they make wetsuits.
Okay.
They make some which they're called the big boy.
Right.
And it gets your bum up.
All right. I have one in there. I don't know what. I'll have to have a look at it.
Yeah. And so the idea here is you've now trained yourself to go like that.
Yes.
We need to get your body to realise that it can't be like that, it's got to be like this. Because that's the position you're spearing into, that's the start of the catch.
Yes.
This is going to your body, this is what the position I should be in. I should be in this. I should
Okay,
never
yep.
be in this position.
Yep.
Because if you do that, what actually happens when you're sculling is you literally go backwards.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sculling gets it kind of wired in, hardwired in. That hands are below the wrists, and they're just starting to catch the front of the water here. Doggy paddle. Sorry, skull number 1. Okay. What I'll do, I know it's been a bit of a cock up today, but I'll send you through the link to all
Okay.
the drills within the Guru app, which
Okay.
you've probably seen.
No.
seen
No.
that? Oh, okay.
I read. I know it exists, but no.
Okay, and I'll give you I'll give you a 30 days access for free,
Okay.
so you can see all the videos. You can see exactly what drills you need to do, and you can go away and practice those. So maybe next time when we get you back in again, you'll have hopefully kind of moved on the stage
Well, exactly,
without even
yes.
getting you in there. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I want to try it now.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll do it
yeah,
tomorrow morning.
well, maybe have a word with him.
No. I think it's 24 hours or something.
So that's that. So we've now speared in.
Yeah.
We're getting used to being in this position. The next stage. Doggy paddle.
Right. Okay. Without taking this. Okay.
So he's just lifting his head to breathe. Again, he's just looking forward. So if you slow this down here,
Yep.
that is how you'd be in front crawl with the arm extended.
Yep.
The only difference is he's recovering underneath the water.
Yep.
And the real emphasis in this drill is if you take it under the water here. Here he is, look, he's
Yeah.
speared in, start of the catch. And the focus of this drill is to get this arm position. You know how you were pulling straight?
Yes. Get it. Yep.
Is to
Absolutely.
get
Yep.
this angle in the elbow here.
He's got that hand on its side to get forwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're
Okay.
forward and then push back.
Yeah.
So
Is he
this
breathing? How's he getting his head up?
So he will just build into the breathing. He'll He'll lift his head straight up in a minute. So
Okay.
I'll show you from above.
Okay.
Just lift the head up a little bit.
Right. So he's patting down a bit to get up.
Yeah. So what I would
Okay.
recommend with you is that you spear a little bit deeper than that.
Okay.
So not quite so high. Paul's quite flexible, so he can get his hands quite high.
Right.
So just a little bit deeper. The less flexible you are with the shoulders, so
Yeah.
I'm not very flexible on the shoulders at all. So if you imagine, I can comfortably, without putting any stress or any strain on my shoulders here, having to stretch, that's as far as I go comfortably without starting to feel a bit of a stretch. I'm not very flexible. So when I swim, imagine that the wall is the water. That's how deep I should be stretched. That's how deep I'm spearing in. All right? Because if I try and go any shallower than that, the elbow drops.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I don't have the flexibility there. So that's kind of a good test for you to get an idea about how deep you should be spearing. If you're super flexible, some people will be able to go back past the wall. Then you get away with it a little
There is
bit
a
more.
point. Yeah. But
You just start to feel it
yes,
pulling
exactly.
tight across the shoulders.
Okay.
In the water, that tightness will cause you to drop the elbow.
Yeah. It's getting that up and then making sure the wrist is right.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what you might find is you start to thumb enter a little bit.
Yeah.
But we
As long
won't
as you-
worry about
yeah,
that
okay.
for now.
As long as you
It's-
can get it
we're
round,
we're not
yeah.
going to fix everything in one fail swoop. So we've entered the water. Skill number 1 to get used to being at the front. Doggy paddle to engage the next part of the catch. Elbow up, push back. So you can see how we start to build up the correction from there. The only other drill I was going to show you at this stage really is the broken arrow drill.
Right.
And this is really to get you used to spearing it.
Right.
Okay, and try and get rid of this overextension before you put your hand in the water. Kicking on the side again as a base, so it starts kicking on the side. This time he lifts his arm right the way up, perfectly straight. Little pause at the top, and that's just for you to feel what it's like to get your shoulder blades back.
Right. Okay.
Get your chest out because that's what straightens you up. And then it's called the broken arrow because he breaks at the elbow, breaking the arrow. And he does like a little forehead thing almost. You don't need to do that. As long as you break the arm and then spear in at this point.
Right.
So he's spearing in just kind of wrist level and then extending forward. So it's just emphasizing that spearing in.
Yep.
We'll play it full time, full speed. You rotate onto the other side, catch your breath. He pulls it wide to get balance.
Yeah.
Nice and relaxed, super in control. So again, working on the rotation and the height of the angle, height of the entry.
Yeah.
So that's
He
gonna
almost
get you,
pauses before the hand goes in.
yeah, so it kind of goes up and then in. You don't really need to do that. As long as you break and then spear in. It confuses people sometimes because they think they've got to do almost like a salute before they put their hands in.
But he's emphasizing it for the film.
Yeah. And they're the drills that would get you everything tightened up.
Yep.
Get the elbows up, wrist down. That would ultimately straighten up the legs and get the legs a little bit higher as well. So they're the drills that we would be going through with you.
Okay. If there wasn't poo in
If
the
there wasn't poo in the pool. Yeah. Yeah.
Some parents gone home, they know it was theirs.
Yeah. I wonder if they told them or they just kind of saw it. Anyway, so have you got any questions?
Nope.
No?
Not so far. There was the two that I've been doing are the it was just 6 on its own, just breathing on its side,
Just kicking on the side?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then straight into 636 for some reason. I kind of missed 616.
Okay, yeah.
And the uncoordinated one, which is just
Yeah.
paddling on one side.
Yeah, that's a difficult drill if you can kind of get that. It's a
I can
good
do it,
drill,
but I don't know
you
whether
do
I'm
it.
bound. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Stopping yourself going up and down was difficult.
I wouldn't worry too much about that for
Yeah.
now. It's something which it would not be phase 2 if you like.
Yeah, okay.
Because it is quite a tricky drill to get used to. I mean, it looks easy with him, but
Yeah,
I mean, again, even Paul here, like as he spears in here,
yeah,
he's got a little bit of a high hand. It's a
Right.
very difficult drill to control. I mean, his hand position is the same as Rebecca Adlington. I mean, you'd think she was perfect, but if you
but
look
if you
at,
slow it down.
you even look at someone like her. Where is she? She doesn't want to come out. High hand.
Right, okay.
High hand. So even
I thought
someone
that
like
was
Rebecca Adlington
She's managing to do it with keeping the feet. I mean, she's right horizontal against the water.
I mean, she's ridiculously straight
Yeah.
in the water. Got a high hand, a little bit of pull down of all the bubbles at the front.
Yeah.
So even someone like her has got
Oh,
little
yeah.
tiny
Yeah.
imperfections in a stroke. That one's not so bad on that
Yeah.
side. But when she breathes away from there, the same thing on that
Yeah.
side. Look, there's definitely a
Yes.
high hand there.
Yes, and I was looking at the bubbles as well, which is you don't want.
Yeah. And just to finish off then, if you want to see someone straight, Mr. Smooth himself. Again, you might have seen this at some point.
I haven't seen any of the animations.
Right. Well, you'll love the Guru then. If you
Right,
like
okay.
kind of going through this stuff yourself, there's hours of stuff in there. That's the long one. Sorry. So this is who. Have you seen the Mr. Smooth app?
No,
Okay, right,
that's
I'll show you that as well.
I think you can assume it's just the book. That's all I've
Right.
seen.
Okay. Yeah. So John R. Van Hazel. This is actually Mr. Smooth. This
Oh, right.
is the guy that the Swim Smooth stuff is all based on. I mean, if you look at, let's get rid of no disrespect, we'll get rid of you a second. Now, if you imagine kind of balancing something on the top of his head, you put a wine glass in the back of his
Yes,
head.
absolutely.
It just,
I don't see so much of the deep catch though.
well, he's a super smooth, so he's got
Okay.
a super flexible, super efficient catch and pull through.
Right.
He's a different type of swimmer to you. You're more
Yeah.
of a swinger,
Yep. Okay.
so more operating on cadence,
yes, which
but-
would make sense to me. Yeah.
but super straight.
Yeah.
You know, you draw a line down through. He's ultra
Yeah.
straight.
Wow.
So really, yeah. And then this is the animation, and this you can download this. This is I think it's a free app. So
Okay.
this is based on him. So this is said to be a perfect front crawl stroke. So you can just spend time with this,
Okay.
and you can slow it right the way down and look at it from all different angles. It's good. Look. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I was just looking at the hand because it did a funny thing like that. Like did an S shape.
Yeah.
It was in and across and then down.
I mean, ultimately, everyone's different,
Yeah.
and you've got to react to the way your body's been put together over your lifetime.
Yeah.
And no one's perfect, as you've seen from Rebecca there. No one's perfect in the water, so it's finding what works for you and gives you that kind of hydrodynamic movement through
Yes.
the water, that rhythm and fluidity. And sometimes that maybe a little wiggle in the arm is what it takes
Yeah.
to kind of keep everything
Yeah.
in sync.
Yeah.
You know. So he's a smooth. So high elbow, extending forward, 6-beat kick.
Yep.
This is a swinger. So if I give it from the side
Okay.
view, turn it straight right a little bit. Two-beat kick,
Does that go with it, or is that
Yeah, normally
Okay.
2-beat kick.
because you've got the
their
cadence
stroke
up?
rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kick that's just balancing up. So there's one kick per
Yeah.
stroke,
Yes.
and it's just
Nice.
balancing up the front end of the stroke, spearing deep.
Yes.
So there's no
oh yeah,
delay.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a much higher stroke rate, and if you have a look from above, you're covering around the side, similar to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's worth downloading this. When I send you the email through, there'll be a link
Okay,
on it for you
yeah.
to download it. You'll spend hours watching it. All right, so that's as far as we're going to be able to take it
I know,
today.
Yeah.
So again, I
It's a
really
shame.
must